I'm kind of pitching myself here as somebody who's an experienced investor, but always, I'm definitely new to this business as well. I just want to speak about this product and just how much, it has really helped me, propel myself, get better with talking with sellers, actually be able to close a deal. My strategies right now have been primarily direct mail, cold calling, and cold texting. And I've found a lot of success with Real Estate IQ, especially being able to get in front of customers, have engaging conversations. And of course, I'm hoping to use all of that to build my own business and eventually retire off.
Excited to be here, and I want to say a big thank you to Real Estate IQ. They have the absolute top leads in the industry and just make investing effortless for all of us as real estate investors here in Texas and obviously everywhere else that they're focused. And I'm proud to be associated with Real Estate IQ. Love what you guys do and love how you all help investors so that we can focus on the thing that makes us the most money, which is the job of real estate investing.
I wanted to jump on this morning and give a shout out to Real Estate IQ. I began my journey with them few years ago, just using some of the more basic products, the off-market leads. And since then, growing and visiting and talking with not only Steve, but other people who are involved with Real Estate IQ, I've had the opportunity to actually not only be a client, but I also became an investor with them. And that is one of the beauties of being able to be part of Real Estate IQ, is it gives you the opportunity to grow as an investor, especially in real estate.
Right, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome. We're gonna talk about some market updates today, and also give you some updates on the deals that we've been working on. Now, before we do that, just want to bring your attention to the daily brief. This is a specially kind of curated news for you to catch up on what's going on in the real estate market. How the economy may affect our existing market, any kind of business news. So this is a really cool place, and I'm going to show you a live site here as well. We also launched a deal desk, right? You can come here, you can see all the updated deals that are currently available. So you can see all the opportunities, investment opportunities that you can dig further into. And then don't forget to check out our website. That's a centralized location where you can get all the information on deals, distressed seller leads, classes, etc., etc. And everything we share here is for education purposes only. We don't offer investment, financial, or legal advice. And then we got education piece here for you too. Okay, so first of all, a couple of market updates, right? Wage growth is losing grounds against inflation. For those that are kind of looking at prices, recently I just went to the supermarket, looking for some items, and man, just kind of comparing the prices from a couple years ago, where I think I would say anecdotally we're seeing some items have gone up by like 50% in terms of pricing. Wage growth certainly lacks way behind that, and so it is creating a lot of pressure to average American consumers and average consumers in general. Foreclosure activity is remaining the highest. In fact, looking at the foreclosure data in August, just the past few days, we are seeing a lot of foreclosure filings setting up. And again, I'm going to show you our live tracker on the deals right now. Even just 13 days in, we're already looking at over 1,000 filings in Texas. For the first half of 2026, we have over 20,000. And, Texas also has the fastest foreclosure timeline. According to Zillow, the July report shows that even though home sales has been up by like 7%, which is the strongest gain, they believe that this is as good as it gets in 2026, right? Because that's kind of the selling season. And just kind of looking at inflation, cost of living, everything. Another big news is the credit card delinquency. 90-day plus delinquency has gone up to 12.8%, and this is something that we haven't seen since the Great Recession. So that's something we want to pay a lot of attention to. In fact, a lot of homeowners, right? Think about the inflation, cost of living, delinquency, foreclosure filing. That seems to all kind of pointing into the similar direction, where there's a lot of distress in the economy in general, and that also kind of leads to real estate too. So I want to show you guys some deals progress. This is the garage apartment that we finished and kind of started renting out. Again, these are affordable housing that we're doing. You can see this is I think less than 1,000 square feet. We have downstairs. This is the downstairs, and then there's also the upstairs. We already have a tenant kind of reserved this for about $1,400 a month. And then this is upstairs. You see the fridge still needs some cleaning up. We probably won't be replacing the fridge if it's working properly. And upstairs is the kitchen, and then there are two bedrooms in the back behind this kitchen. And then downstairs is the living area. Okay, this is another unit that we are finishing up for rental. And as you can see, we don't have before and after, but this is almost kind of ready for rent. Okay, we see views of the bathroom, everything. So we're trying to bring affordable, good quality housing in the area. In fact, we're looking at embarking on a project towards the end of this month to put manufactured houses on a lot in the city of Groesbeck. And just almost about to kind of get that started now. So I'll keep everybody updated. In fact, tomorrow we're gonna go see these wood frame houses that we'll be putting on the lots in the city. Okay, a couple of feature deals, right? Actually, before we do that, I want to show you where you can see the updated deals. Okay, so a couple of new things that we're doing. Here's the ticker. Okay, we're still in the concept stage, but you can track the foreclosure. This is Texas foreclosure. We're seeing a 36% increase comparing to same time frame of July. And then this is all the foreclosures that we're tracking, throughout the United States. And as you can see, we're looking at like Texas is about like 1/8 of all the filings, which is quite significant. And then we track the mortgage rate, average mortgage rate. This is the inventory, number of active listings, days on the market, median days on market, and list price. So this is something in the works, but we're trying to kind of create some active tracking that we can stay on top of the real estate market. And then this is our deal of the deal desk website. Okay, this is our feature deal of the day, rent to own. And then you can come down and you can see all the properties in inventory. The ones above, you see more subject to cash deals, and then the ones on the bottom are more cash deals. Right, needs a lot more work. Now let's see. This is our daily news. So it curates. We try to curate updated information, updated news, so we stay on top of it for real estate investors. Okay, yeah, here, this one we have a really good low interest rate sub-2 opportunity. There's a lot of equity in here. It takes about 39,000 plus closing costs as an entry fee. Really good location. New Canny, this is going to be likely a short sale. We have another sub-2 here in Cleveland, really good for pad split, furnished finder type of opportunity. This is a duplex that's asking for below market, and one of the units is already leased out, and there's actually room to put third unit. So if you're a landlord, real estate investor, there's opportunity here. This is another sub-2 opportunity in Riverview. And I think we're gonna skip over some of these deals. Let's talk about how we can get deals, right? I think a lot of folks are very interested in that, especially when you have access to the real estate IQ leads, and these folks are motivated, distressed, they need to sell. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, how do we build this funnel to and build a pipeline so we can consistently get the deals? Okay, this is how we will structure the workflow. Okay, so first step, you gotta start with the distressed sellers. Okay, when you have access to it, you either do the mining yourself, and what's better is purchase it, because our job, it's much easier if we really focus on the marketing outreach when we're starting out. So you get your distressed seller leads. We got to do outreach. It's all a numbers game, right? So, let's say we try to reach out to 1,000 people, let's say we get 10% response rate. That means 100 people will respond back. and half of them will not be interested, or it could be wrong numbers or whatnot. And the other half might be interested. So you got the outreach, right? You get the response. And then what you want to do is to schedule an appointment, right? There's also a stage of going from a schedule to a completed appointment, because sometimes there's a no-show on the appointment. And the idea of the appointment is to understand the mortgage information and the condition of the property. And then we can do underwriting, present offer, send out the contracts, and then deals close. So the shape is going to be like a funnel, right? We got to reach out to enough seller leads in stage 1 in order to yield stage 2 all the way to stage 10, getting a signed contract. And what we would call, stage 1 and 2, they are kind of cold leads, right? They have the problem. They don't know. They may know the solution to their problem. And stage 3 and 4 is that they're warm, like they are interested in talking and just kind of understand what you have to offer. When you have booked an appointment, you pretty much got a hot lead in your hand. So, especially after you have completed them, right? You have understood the property numbers and the structure, and so the hot leads are the ones that you really want to kind of focus on pursuing. Stage 6 to 9 are what we call fire leads, right? We already got really close to signing a contract with them, all the way to them signing and closing the deal. So in terms of kind of the numbers game, right? This is what our recommendation is. So let's say just roughly we want to set a goal of getting 3 contracts, 3 signed deals a month. And why do we want 3, right? Why not 1? I think when we're starting out, 1 is also a good number, because we're just trying to test and gain traction. In our experience, even though when we got the contract signed, there are still chances where we are not able to monetize on the contracts. So there's still a percentage of being able to monetize and make money on the contract. So if we have 3 deals signed, we know that we could at least close 1 or 2, just kind of based on statistics. If you're just kind of starting out, I think even getting 1 contract signed is just a really good encouragement and traction to get started. Like you don't necessarily need to have 3. So set your goals in a more realistic way is my suggestion. But let's kind of run down these numbers, right? So if we want to get 3 deals every month, then what that means is I need a higher number in the fire leads. And let's say for every 4 deals that we're underwriting, we're putting out of everything, we can get 1 contract signed. So 25%. That's pretty conservative. If we want 12 deals that we're gonna underwrite and analyze every month, that means we break it down. It's gonna be 3 a week. So that's our goal, is to get 3 deals that we look at the numbers every week. Okay, that's all we need to focus on. Now, just kind of moving up. Well, what does that mean? Like, what do I need to get in terms of appointments in order to get these, setting appointments in order to get these? Well, in order to get 3, typically if you have 6 high quality conversation, right? Half of them you should be able to analyze, and I think that's pretty conservative too. Okay, so the idea is the yield is setting from scheduling an appointment to talking to completing the appointment, and also being able to get the numbers so that we can run the number. I think that's a pretty realistic number. So if we want 3 a week on the fire leads, that means we need 6 appointments, 6 conversations a week. So what that means, okay, we're executing on a daily basis. We just need to have 1 good quality conversation a day. That's it. So just kind of wrapping this up, right? All we need to do is to focus on getting one high quality conversation every day. If we can do that, we're gonna get three a month. So what does that mean, right? To kind of reach out. If we want one quality conversation, man, if I make like 100 calls, let's just say most of them, goes to voicemails or not, whatnot. And I need to leave enough voicemails because the folks will respond back to me, right? I also want to send enough text because what I'm doing today is, and the next, today and yesterday is being able to do enough outreach where the responses will get back to me for me to have a higher quality conversation today and tomorrow. So if I, on average, if I can outreach to 100 distressed seller leads, okay, I should be able to get, one good quality conversation, at least, right? Okay, so that's the number I wanted to share with you. Just focus on the outreach and focus on having that one quality conversation. That's all we need to worry about, is having one good quality conversation. And it could be, again, where, after you understand the numbers, it's like, oh, that's not really a deal. Maybe I don't want to put in an offer just because the numbers don't work. That's okay, because it's a numbers game. On average, if I have one good quality conversation, there is enough margin built in here for me to kind of filter out a good deal and, to put in an offer and then yield the number of leads. Okay, so that's all we have. We got tomorrow's office hour is going to be canceled. I'll be visiting those wood frame houses on their site to kind of figuring out the final logistics of delivery. What does it take to prepare the lot, right? Get the houses delivered, put down the foundation, put the house on top, connect all the utilities and everything, and get these houses built. So that's what we'll be focusing on tomorrow. If you have questions, you can feel free to reach out to us. You can scan this QR code on any questions that you have. I know we got some requests on our deals program and want access to the deals that we have. My response or comment to that is you want to check out the Deals Desk website because there's a lot of information on the deals itself. If you click on it, you can click on either the photo or here or view detail. They all lead to the same page. So you can see all the details of the deal itself and all the numbers you need to analyze on the deal. And for those of you that maybe you're just starting out, right? You go, well, I see a lot of numbers. How do I analyze this? We're gonna start creating guides to help you. We'll come up. We're building a calculator actually for you to do that analysis. All right, that's all we have prepared for you on this live stream today. Again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us or comment on our videos. And we'll see you next week with more updates. All right. Thanks, everybody.
I'm kind of pitching myself here as somebody who's an experienced investor, but always, I'm definitely new to this business as well. I just want to speak about this product and just how much, it has really helped me, propel myself, get better with talking with sellers, actually be able to close a deal. My strategies right now have been primarily direct mail, cold calling, and cold texting. And I've found a lot of success with Real Estate IQ, especially being able to get in front of customers, have engaging conversations. And of course, I'm hoping to use all of that to build my own business and eventually retire off.
Excited to be here, and I want to say a big thank you to Real Estate IQ. They have the absolute top leads in the industry and just make investing effortless for all of us as real estate investors here in Texas and obviously everywhere else that they're focused. And I'm proud to be associated with Real Estate IQ. Love what you guys do and love how you all help investors so that we can focus on the thing that makes us the most money, which is the job of real estate investing.
I wanted to jump on this morning and give a shout out to Real Estate IQ. I began my journey with them a few years ago, just using some of the more basic products, the off-market leads. And since then, growing and visiting and talking with not only Steve, but other people who are involved with Real Estate IQ, I've had the opportunity to actually not only be a client, but I also became an investor with them. And that is one of the beauties of being able to be part of Real Estate IQ, is it gives you the opportunity to grow as an investor, especially in real estate.